In the beginning there was no sky, no sea, only chaos, formless and boundless. And from its swirling depths the Titans were born, cosmic beings of matter and flame, the first to give shape to the shapeless. They embody power without limit, the raw force of nature that knows no law. Their leader was Cronus, greatest of the old ones, who gathered the unruly powers into a single dominion. And for uncounted ages the Titans ruled the world. But within the very substance of creation, new beings arose, the gods. Younger in form, smaller in body, yet sharper in mind, they carried something unheard of before, the will for law, the need for balance within the infinite. When the gods raised their voice against the Titans, the old ones laughed, and then ignited the war of the heavens, the Titanomachy. Stars dimmed, planets cracked, and light itself bent under the clash. Zeus hurled his thunderbolts, Poseidon shook the seas, and Hades devoured the life of the fallen. The Titans, though immortal, faltered. Cronus fell first, and the old ones were imprisoned in Tartarus, where no light reaches and time itself falls silent. Then the victors divided the world among them. Zeus claimed the sky, Poseidon the sea, and Hades the darkness. Thus ended the age of chaos, and began the reign of law, the age of the god. The Titans were defeated, yet one remained untouched, Oceanus. Vast and silent, he knew neither victory nor loss. He flows around all things, unbound by laws or gods. From his waters rose Achelous, a river with a soul, as unruly as his father. He wandered wherever he pleased, erasing the borders the new gods tried to draw. Zeus, seeing the river's flow spread unchecked, sent Heracles to halt it. On the riverbank, two worlds collided, divine law and primordial matter. Achelous transformed, serpent, bull, storm. The earth split open, the sky darkened, but Heracles prevailed. The river god's horn shattered, and his blood poured back into Oceanus. The sea trembled, black waves rose to the sky, and there, in the deep, the blood began to whisper. A voice was born, deep, titanic, neither divine nor mortal. From that voice the Sirens took form, immortal, condemned to be reborn each time blood touches the sea. Their song is beautiful, yet within it flows something ancient, a secret hunger, as though they remember that they were born from blood, and only blood can keep them alive. After the gods secured the world, Zeus united with Demeter. From this union Persephone was born, the light of the world, the beauty of the earth bound to the radiance of the sky. In the depths of darkness, Pluto saw that light and desired it. His kingdom was eternal, yet without brilliance. If he could not possess the light, he would drag it into the night, and so he threatened, if the maiden was not given to him, he would smother the world in darkness. Zeus heard him, and he made an agreement. Hades would take Persephone, not as spoils, but as queen of the underworld. Demeter was enraged. She refused to accept the pact of the brothers. She turned her gaze toward the old powers, the chaos that still breathed within the world, and from it she summoned the Sirens. She bound them by oath to guard her daughter, to let no shadow touch her. But Hades does not obey oaths. He rose from the depths in an iron chariot, wrapped in shadow. The Sirens raised their voices. Waves of sound covered the sky, but he advanced. War opened once more, a god against the children of chaos. The earth cracked, the air froze. The Sirens' voices filled the world, but the darkness of Hades has no ears. He subdued them, and when the final voice fell silent, he took Persephone with him and crowned her queen of the underworld. The Sirens were left defeated. The wrath of the gods fell upon them. They were exiled from the heavens, and as they fell, the place where their bodies struck the sea rose as an island, the island of the Sirens. Since then, their curse lingers in the waters. Every sailor who passes hears their voice and forgets his path. Their song calls to him, and he sails toward the island, where only death awaits. Centuries passed after the fall of the Sirens. Their island remained, lost within the mist, where the waters belonged to no god. No compass points toward it, and yet every sailor fears it. They say that at midnight the wind stops blowing, and then their voice is heard, not a song, but the memory of a sound the world was never meant to remember. No one ever passed and returned to speak of it, until one man appeared who dared to raise his eyes to the gods. Orpheus. Together with the Argonauts, he sailed to the edges of the earth, where the light fades, and when their ship approached the island, the Sirens began to sing. The sea became a mirror, and in its depths each man saw the face he loved most. One by one they leaned over, their hands reached toward the water. Then Orpheus took up his lyre. His song was not louder, it was purer. It was light within sound. The Sirens fell silent, not out of fear, but out of memory. For a moment they remembered what they once were, daughters of chaos, creatures who had once spoken to the gods. And the ship passed. The song of a mortal had quieted the voice of chaos, but not forever. Centuries later, another traveler approached the same island, Odysseus, last of the heroes of men. Circe had warned him, "No one hears them and lives." But Odysseus did not seek safety, he sought knowledge. He ordered his companions to stop their ears with wax and to bind him to the mast. When they sailed near, the Sirens began to sing. Their voice was nothing like music. It was knowledge. It was promise. They spoke of what had been and what would come, of secrets of the gods no mortal can endure. Each word shattered the silence of the world. Odysseus strained against his bonds, begged to be released, but his companions could not hear him. And so, bound tight, he passed between light and darkness. When the song faded, he collapsed against the mast. He had heard the voice of the Sirens and survived, but nothing within him remained unchanged. Since then, the Sirens have fallen silent, but they have not died. They still stand upon their island, between stone and foam, and when the sea grows quiet, their voice whispers again. They say the Sirens no longer sing to kill, but to remember, for their voice is a wound, and a wound is eternity.